Welcome back to the channel, Tea Times for Two, Golf Travel for Couples. Hey, I'm Scott, and if you're new to our channel, my wife Cheryl and I travel around the golfing world, and we rate and review golf courses and resorts that we play and stay at for couples like us who love to play golf and travel. I've spent the last 41 years as a high school golf and football coach, and during COVID, I taught Cheryl how to play, and we've been fortunate enough to play some of the best courses the world has to offer. Currently, though, Cheryl's on the disabled list due to a throat issue, so today I'm going to do something a little different. Since we're currently in the middle of our Myrtle Beach series, I thought it would be a good idea to place all 70 plus of the golf courses I've played that are still operating as of today in the Grand Strand area into tiers in order to help out those of you who are trying to make your first trip to the Myrtle Beach area or repeat visitors who have yet to play some of these courses and want to get a pretty good idea of the quality of the courses compared to all the other courses, all in one video. So I've been going to Myrtle Beach since 1985 and have played around 100 courses over the years, many of which sadly are no longer exist. Rest in peace, Heather Glen and Marsh Harbor. Oh, those were great golf courses. Okay, so let's begin by listing the tiers that we use to rate the 70 plus golf courses in the Grand Strand area. So our first tier, tier number one, called Not a Golfer, I'm Here for the Beach and the All-You-Can-Eat Crab Legs. This tier of golf courses is basically the best way I could describe it. Is for those of you that aren't really serious about your golf, you play maybe once or twice a year, and you're going to be in the area anyway, and you thought, well, heck, while I'm here, I might as well play some golf, but you don't really want to spend more than $40-50 to play. These will be your golf courses. Now, we've played all of these, but we'll probably never play them again because we just like so many of the others so much better. Okay, tier number two. We're going to call it, well, at least it's better than the Muni back home. This set of golf courses are not going to be real expensive. They're not going to be real flashy compared to some of the others in the Strand, but most of them you're going to find are better than what you're paying for your average daily fee course wherever it is that you're from. The scenery might be a little better. The conditioning might be a little off at times, just depending on what time of year you go. But they're a solid golf course for $50-60, depending on, again, when you go. No, but just nothing special to write home about. Nothing that's going to make you come back and say, yeah, we want to play that one again. Again, we've played all of these golf courses, but most of them we'll probably never play again unless I'm playing in the World Am or something. Tier number three, we're going to call that we're looking for some solid value picks to fill out your itinerary. These are going to be really good, solid, really good value golf courses, some of which are incredibly beautiful, most of which have really good layouts, and they've all got pretty loyal followings from the locals out there. These are ones that we always play 2 or 3 of every time we're out there. And these are courses, if you're going to play a couple of really high-end ones, but you want to keep your costs down, you're going to pick out 2 or 3 of these because you can find some really good values for these. A really good bang for your buck in tier 3. Tier 4, we're going to call this category or this tier almost elite. These are really good golf courses that have some pretty stunning views. They've just got a few things here and there that keep them from being in one of the top 2 tiers, but they're really solid golf courses and you can't go wrong with any one of them. Tier number 5, we're going to call that one a cut above. These golf courses, you're going to find the views are going to be really good. The conditioning for most of the time is really good. The layouts are solid by some really high quality architects. And you're going to really want to play these over again and again and again. They just are just a little short of our final and top tier golf courses, but they're no slouches. And then finally, our 6th tier, we're going to call looking for a premier experience in Myrtle Beach. These are your creme de la creme, the very best that Myrtle Beach has to offer, at least in my opinion. Again, I've been a high school golf coach for 40 years, and we've been going to Myrtle Beach, or I've been going to Myrtle Beach for over 40 years and have played over 100 of the golf courses that are there. And many of these I've played multiple times. So, again, having said that, every time that I've been has been in the summertime. So it may be in different conditions, and some of these might be raised higher or lower, just depending on when you go. Now, if you're in the planning stage of a golf trip to Myrtle Beach, it really just depends on what your budget is and what you're willing to pay for the experiences you're looking for and what time of year that you're planning on going. Myrtle Beach really has something for every type of golfer and for all handicap levels. It just depends on what you're looking for. From the person who plays just a couple of times a year and you figure, what the heck, we're in Myrtle Beach, so I might as well play a little golf, to the serious golfer looking to play the best of the best that the Grand Strand has to offer. One thing to note before we start all of this is the most expensive golf courses in Myrtle Beach would be a steal at some of the elite resorts all over the world. And they're really quite cheap compared to many of the places that we've played worldwide. If I took you to Cabo or the Dominican Republic, they're 3 times what the most expensive one here in Myrtle Beach would be. So don't be shocked when you're looking at the prices. You can, it's really a great value for those of you looking for a golf vacation. And those of you who've been coming for years like we have, you know this. Also, you must remember the course conditions really depend greatly on what time of year you go to Myrtle Beach, and then what each or when each course does its maintenance. If you've watched any of our videos before, you know every time that we go to Myrtle Beach, I literally call every golf course that we're thinking about playing. If we're going for a week, I'll pick out 15 or 20, find out when their maintenance schedule is, when they're doing their summer air rating, and try not to play courses that A, just air rated in the last 10 to 14 days, or B, or getting ready to in the next day or two, because those are usually be in a little poorer condition. So we rarely run into poor conditions when we're there in the summer. Now, if you go at a different time of year, you're going to experience different things. So you might say, well, a course that I really liked when we play them in the summertime, you might not like because it's not in such great shape whenever it is that you've gone. So you just have to be aware of that when you go. Also, your prices in the summer and winter are going to be cheaper in Myrtle Beach than in spring and fall. They're usually 20-25% more expensive in those times of year. So you just take that with a grain of salt as well. All right, so let's get to it. Okay, let's start off with our Tier 1 golf courses, the category that we're calling I'm not a golfer, I'm here for the beach and all you can eat crab legs. If you only play a couple times a year and you're simply playing because you're in Myrtle Beach and you might as well play golf, and you're looking for a cheap, easy round of golf that's not going to beat you up, and you're playing probably with Cousin Eddie's 1958 Top Flight blade irons that you picked up at Secondhand Sports, then these golf courses will be your cup of tea. Like I said before, I played these all once, and I'll probably never play them again, but that's okay. These appeal to a different clientele. When I go to Myrtle Beach, I want to play 3 or 4 of the best, 3 or 4 at the next tier down, and then 3 or 4 really good value plays. So these wouldn't enter into it. But if you're, like I said, if you're just there for a big time and you're playing putt-putt and you're going to the all-you-can-eat seafood places, these are your places. So let's start with our first one. We're going to put Azalea Sands in North Myrtle Beach here. It's been around for a long time, as is its neighbor, Beechwood Golf Course in North Myrtle Beach. Coming in this category in Tier 1, Diamondback out in Loris, South Carolina, a little further out on Highway 9 out there. Whispering Pines in Myrtle Beach, really close to the airport there. Colonial Charters and Crown Park out on Highway 9 in Longs before you get to Diamondback and all that. And then Eagle's Nest in Little River on Highway 17 just before you get to the North Carolina border. So these would be our Tier 1 golf courses. Moving on to our Tier 2 golf courses, a category that we're calling, well, at least it's better than the munis back home. These golf courses appeal to the people if you're looking to play multiple rounds and you want to cut costs and are not trying to qualify for the U.S. Open, and you just want to have an enjoyable day on the golf course that might not be in impeccable shape, but is still a fun layout, then these are your places. You know, when we played them over the years, some of these conditioning hadn't always been the best. The layouts might have been good, or the scenery might not have been what it is at some of the other courses. But again, if you're just there to have an enjoyable day on the golf course and you don't want to spend a lot of money, then these will be your type places. First, we'll start with 3 of the big cats out in Ocean Isle Beach, North Carolina. Lion's Paw, Panther's Run, and Tiger's Eye. Although Tiger's Eye is a great layout, about much better layout than the other 2. It's just the conditioning of those has never been good when we've been out there, and it's a shame because they have a 72-hole complex there that could be just lights out. Then Aberdeen Country Club, Golf Club, out on Longs on Highway 9. Used to be 27 holes, and sadly they've closed one of the other 9, the Woodlands 9, and now they just have 18 holes there. Hackler's Golf Course in Conway, South Carolina, right there at Coastal Carolina University. Used to be Quail Creek, Quail Ridge, I think back when I first played it way back when. Myrtle Beach National South Creek and the Myrtle Beach National West courses. The Myrtlewood, both courses at Myrtlewood, 36-hole complex, right on the bypass there. Pine Hills and the Palmetto courses. Burning Ridge in Conway, just right down the road there from Hackler's. The International Club at Murrells Inlet. Arcadian Shores, the very first golf course I played way back in 1985 in Myrtle Beach. And Man o' War, right out on as you come into town, just before you cross the Intercoastal Waterway. So these would be our tier 2. Again, good value. You just want to have fun while you're there. The golf courses aren't incredibly difficult. Moving on to our tier 3 courses, a category that we're calling looking for some solid value picks to fill out our itinerary. You want to book these courses if you want some good, solid golf courses that won't break the bank, and most of which are playable by all levels of players. And you're going to play a couple of higher end courses that cost more on your trip, but you also want to throw in some that don't cost as much and are good value. This is by far our biggest category, and we always play 2 or 3. If we're going to be there for a week, we'll play 2 or 3 of these, sometimes even more. The year I taught Cheryl to play during COVID, we spent a month out there. We ended up playing 33 rounds in 30 days. We played a bunch of these during that time period. It was a great month, and yes, I married well. All right, let's start off with the 4th course at the Big Cats complex out there in Ocean Isle Beach, Leopard's Chase, which has a phenomenal layout with all those coquina boulders. It's a really cool layout. Got some really neat holes. You'll take a lot of pictures there. It just didn't always in the best condition. It's probably the best condition of the 4 they have there. Looks like they put more money into that, and locals will tell you the same thing. The Meadowlands in Calabash, North Carolina, beautiful golf course, Parkland golf course. It's really a good value, and you're going to enjoy your day there. And they really have a loyal following on that one. River Hills in Little River, another one of these solid tier 3s. Sandpiper Bay and Sunset Beach, right down the road from Pearl and Oyster Bay. The Sea Trail trio of the Jones, the Maples, and the Bird courses in Sunset Beach come in at tier 3. I haven't been back since they've redone a couple of these, which I'd love to do to see, because the last time I went, they had kind of let them run down a little bit. So I'm eager to get back out there and play all 3 of them again. Arrowhead Country Club or Golf Club, just as you cross over or the intercoastal, or right along the Intercoastal Waterway in Myrtle Beach. The Wizard, which is one of our favorites, believe it or not. We played it multiple times, and we always try to throw it in there because it's great for women, and we usually can zip around in 3 hours or less. Then moving down south, you really can't go wrong in the Pawleys Island area. There's so many of these golf courses down there. Litchfield Golf Club in Pawleys Island. Its next door neighbor, the River Club in Pawleys Island. Wachesaw East in Murrells Inlet. The Founders Club in Pawleys Island. Tradition Club in Pawleys Island as well. Another next door neighbor, the Willbrook Plantation. You can't go wrong with any of those in Pawleys Island. I mean, you can get great values at all of these, and you want to pair it with Caledonia or True Blue or the Heritage Club or Pawleys Plantation. And then you can really save some money that way. Play one of these in the morning and then play one of the more expensive ones in the afternoon, and you get a really good value day. Blackmore and Murrells Inlet. We played that one several times. It was one of my mom's favorites. Then way back up north, Lockwood Folly and Holden Beach, North Carolina. And then finally the World Tour, just before you cross over the Intercoastal Waterway on 17. Not a big fan of it. I just didn't think the layout was as pretty as some of the others, but you can get a great value there, and it's always in pretty decent shape. So those are our tier 3 golf courses. You'll definitely enjoy most of these on there. We have enjoyed every one of them and played each one of them multiple times. All right, moving on to tier 4, the tier that we're calling the Almost Elite. These courses are some of our favorites, and you really can't go wrong playing any of these. And even here at this tier, you can still get some really good values if you play at certain times and during different seasons. We always play a couple of these every trip. Some of our favorites are on here, like I said. Long Bay Golf Club, Jack Nicklaus course out on Highway 9 in Longs. If you play it in the afternoon, you can really get a great deal on that one. Crow Creek in Calabash, North Carolina, just across the border into North Carolina. Jack Nicklaus' protege designed that one. Oyster Bay, which was one I played the very first time I came. If you want to see lots of alligators and see a terrific layout through the marshes, Oyster Bay is it. Fortunately, some of our viewers said the conditions weren't that great this past summer, and the cart paths need to be replaced, but it's still a tremendous layout. The Pearl, just pretty much right down the street from Oyster Bay in Sunset Beach, North Carolina. It used to have 36 holes. Now it's just 27 holes. Again, all the holes along the marsh there, those are our favorites anyway. The scenery is terrific on those. Shaftesbury Glen Golf and Fish Club out on the Conway bypass. So it's a little bit of a drive to get out to it, but it is a terrific layout as well. Wild Wing Avocet as you come into town on Highway 17 right there by Myrtle Beach National. Another one that used to have multiple courses there that's now just got this 18 and then the 9-hole Hummingbird. Awesome layout there. Pine Lakes, the granddaddy of them all. You've got to play it at least once right there in Myrtle Beach. It's a fun experience. If you've never been there and never played it, the history on the walls there, it's really cool. The Legends Parkland, of the Legends courses at the Legends Complex out there on 17. It was my least favorite of the three, but it was still a great golf course, a good golf course, and real pretty. Some really nice hole designs on it. And then Pawleys Plantation down in Pawleys Island. So these golf courses come in at the almost elite. Some really good golf courses that you can find at some really good prices depending on when you play them. Okay, moving on to our Tier 5 courses, tier that we're going to call a cut above. These courses stand out above all the rest in the Myrtle Beach area other than our very, very top tier, and they're close to being the best of the best in Myrtle Beach. Literally, we've had a great experience at all of these golf courses every time we played them, and a couple of these you can get for a really great value simply because of the drive, a little further out. But you cannot go wrong with any one of these. And I guarantee you're going to enjoy your rounds on every one of these golf courses, and you'll want to go back and play them again and again. We'll start off with Grand Dunes, right on the Intercoastal Waterway in Myrtle Beach. Just literally right off the bypass. In fact, you have to cross over the Intercoastal Waterway to get to the pro shop and all that. Terrific layout. A lot of holes right there on the waterway. Carolina National in Bolivar, North Carolina. It definitely is worth your drive. It's a Fred Couples golf course. 27 holes. It's about an hour drive from North Myrtle Beach, from Main Street in North Myrtle Beach. But whenever we go, we usually stay in the North End, and we want to include this one because you can get a terrific deal on this one. You have great views all day along those salt marshes. Neighbor course to that, River's Edge, an Arnold Palmer design in Charlotte, North Carolina. Again, you're going to get some great deals on this one because of the drive out there, and you're not going to be disappointed when you drive out there. Again, a lot of holes along the Charlotte River and the salt marshes, so it's really a visually stunning golf course. The Legends Complex, the Moreland and the Heathland. The Moreland, the PB Dye golf course, and if you've watched my channel our channel at any length, I love Pete and PB Dye golf courses. The Heathland's also a great layout. I think both of them are just a little bit better than the Parkland layout, although my son liked the Parkland the most. When you drive up, you're going to be amazed at the size of the facility and the practice area that they have and the golf academy that they have there. And they've got stay and play packages for those of you coming down that aren't just coming down for the beach as well. Then Myrtle Beach National, the Kings North course. I know a lot of folks that watch our channel really rave about that one and they really enjoy it. I mean, I liked it. It wouldn't necessarily have been one that I'd go back and play again, but a lot of people love that golf course. Glen Dornoch. Oh, absolutely love Glen Dornoch in Little River, just right before you cross over into North Carolina and right on the marsh and on the river. And it's got in Little River, really close to the great seafood restaurants there. Terrific layout through the trees and the marshes. And then the Heritage Club down in Pawleys Island. This was my mother's absolute favorite golf course. She played it pretty much every time she went. They absolutely love this one. It's part of the Legends group as well. So terrific golf course. Some of those old trees, this old rice plantation. It's again, none of these golf courses you're going to play and go, yeah, I really didn't like that. I mean, they're just beautiful layouts, but just a little short of our sixth and final tier. All right, tier number 6. Here we call looking for a premier experience at Myrtle Beach. You want to book these courses if you want to play the best of the best that Myrtle Beach has to offer, and you don't mind paying more for the experience. However, having said that, they green fees in the summertime will run up close to $100 or over $100 for these, which you can't play in Dallas Fort Worth on the weekends here for $100. So compared to top end courses that we've played at other resorts around the world, like Vegas and the Dominican and Cabo San Lucas, uh, Bahamas, these are incredible values, and you won't be disappointed in any of these golf courses. And we played them multiple times, with the exception of the Barefoot Fazio. They were doing their maintenance when we were there the last time, and I didn't get to play it. So again, if it's anything like the other three, they're A+ for it as well. Now, when we play these, we usually play them in the afternoon and pair them with something off our tier 3 or tier 4 in the morning, so we get low price there and then get the cheaper price for these golf courses in the afternoon. Or if you're go in the summertime, Barefoot runs specials on Wednesdays in the summertime, and their replay rate's really good, so you can play one of them there and then get the replay rate for any one of the other three if you want. So they have some really good deals. So if you're there in the summer, you definitely want to play the Barefoot ones on a Wednesday. All right, so what courses made our tier 6? Let's start down the south with the Caledonia Golf and Fish Club in Pawleys Island. A terrific Mike Strand's layout. Made his bones with Tobacco Road in North Carolina and Tot Hill Farm. It's got some really unique holes and some massive waste bunkers and waste areas, and some humongous greens with big swales in them. So it's a great golf course. And then its sister course right next door in Pawleys Island, True Blue. Again, just terrific layout, first class experience the entire way. The clubhouse at Caledonia, you can just sit out on the porch there and watch. It's just a great place. Then the TPC at Myrtle Beach and Murrells Inlet. It's about to be our new home. We're building a house there, just literally right across the street almost from the pro shop there. So that's going to be our new home in our retirement. So looking forward to that one. But again, that back nine, oh, it's an amazing set of golf holes on that back nine. Then the Dunes Golf and Beach Club in Myrtle Beach, where they play the tour event in the Myrtle Beach Classic there. I played it my first trip out there and played it one other time, and I like it. And it gets most of the publicity and all of that simply because of the tour event. But you can't go wrong playing a Robert Trent Jones golf course that's got a couple holes right out there on the ocean. So it's a really nice layout. And then going to the Barefoot Resort, definitely the Dye Club, one of my favorites in Myrtle Beach, in North Myrtle Beach there. The Norman and the Barefoot Love. And the only one we haven't played there, the Barefoot Fazio. But all of them were terrific layout. The clubhouse is really cool. And then the Dye has its own clubhouse separate as you first come into the resort area, as you cross over the bridge. Terrific layouts, all 4 of them. And again, play them on a Wednesday if you go in the summertime. And then Tidewater Golf Club in North Myrtle Beach, terrific views of the ocean and the marsh and the North Myrtle Beach, the hotels, all that over there. Some Ken Tomlinson design, really good layout, really close to Cherry Grove Pier. So if you're staying in that area, you definitely want to put this one on your list. And then lastly, one of our personal favorites on the far out of the north end in Sunset Beach, North Carolina, down the street actually, from Oyster Bay, the Pearl, what else? Sea Trail, the Big Cats at Ocean Isle there, just right down in the same general area there is Thistle Golf Club. First class, gated community when you go in, 27 holes. It's really, really a first class. So again, you definitely, if you're a real golfer and you've traveled extensively to play golf and you've been to some of the nicer resorts in the world, you'll want to play these because you just can't go wrong. And you're going to be shocked at the price that you can get them for compared to some of the places that you played. around the world. Again, you can't go wrong with these. All right, so there you have it. All 70 plus courses in the Myrtle Beach area ranked by tiers. I know you Grand Strand vets will have your own favorites and want them ranked higher. So please leave us a comment in the below and let us know how you might move some courses up or move some of the ones that I have ranked down. Remember, this is just our list based on over 40 years as a high school golf coach. I think I know a pretty good golf course when I see one, and then having traveled to Myrtle Beach for over 40 years as well. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up and be sure to hit that like and subscribe button below so we can keep providing content like this for couples who like to travel and play golf like Cheryl and I. Hopefully, Cheryl will be getting off the disabled list pretty soon and return next week. We continue our course ratings as we continue our Myrtle Beach series and head to North Myrtle Beach and the Barefoot Resort, and we're going to rate and review the die course. So hopefully one day we'll see you on the first tee. Keep hitting them straight.